Kapla to you all. I am Caliph, son of Kolar, and today is a glorious day as we step back into the proud warriors of Kronos and try to get a few things out there that are Klingon and try to just express a love of being Klingon. Here at the Proud Warriors of Kronos, we're promoting nothing but the fandom of Klingon, from the culture, from the food, from the members, for those of us who cosplay and put on the whole prosthetic of being Klingon. As my mentor would say, the armor that you wear does not make you Klingon. It is the heart that makes you Klingon. So, without further introductions, I am going to start by asking each of you to explain who you are. You can use your Klingon name if you like, or whatever else, and you can, if you want to put out what group you're affiliated with, you can. But we're just here to promote positivity and a fandom that I feel is a little bit broken, which hurts a lot because we could be as big as the 501st or any other Star Wars community if we all just come together as warriors. So, Robert, let's start with you, sir.
Oh, I'm Robert Gailey, and as many know, I am Lord Kazar, Zante Rade, head of House Rade. And as I said, we have quite a few members with us tonight. Our house is good.
My brother from another mother, Dakar the Wolf. Brother, good to see you, as always.
As always, it is good to be seen with you and all these lovely ladies with us tonight. And then, the lead of our house Rade, which I am new to joining.
We're the house.
It seems that we do have a few matriarchs of fandom with us.
Yes.
I'm going to start it off with here, Miss Liz. We like to call the first lady of fandom, Miss Liz.
Well, I'm not Klingon. I know a lot of Klingons, both in cosplay and actors. And I think Klingons are pretty damn cool, actually. And by the way, I loved your intro, Cal. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
And
Lady Tika, you join us, and it is very glorious to have you here, I should say. So please introduce yourself.
Thank you. My human name is Annette Schreiber. My Klingon name is Lady Tika. I am the current head of the House of Grilka. And I am the director of the only support group for Klingons, the Department of Battle Recovery. And it is affiliated with one group, but as far as I'm concerned, any Klingon can come to us for encouragement or for us to listen and maybe give some suggestions to help somebody through whatever battle they might be fighting. And we all have battles that we fight. So That's what I'm here for.
And that's a very important function. We need more functions like that. Believe me. Believe me.
Nancy! Nancy, kapla!
It's Annette. I'll take it to a different room.
I don't think Don can see this.
Don or John?
Don. My Parmakai.
Here's John. Wait, where's John?
Zoom call or something?
Yeah.
John.
Hi, John.
Hello.
Time to see, brother.
Say hi, John.
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
Hi, John. Hi, Annette.
Hi,
Hey,
Nancy.
Robert.
Nancy.
So, Nancy, while you have us all captive, why don't you tell us who you are, and if you want to, feel free to put out what organization you're with. Please feel free to do so. It's all about the positivity of the Klingon fandom. So please go ahead and introduce yourself, and you can use your Klingon name if you like.
Mhm. I go by the name Captain Zool. I think it's Veste Rustache.
All right. All right.
I don't think I can hear.
Yeah, Robert's kind of low there. But let me go ahead and go to the lady that helped put all this together for me, Miss Patricia, a matriarch of the fandom. Please introduce yourself.
Kapla, I am Lady, or I am Katala Sutai Tarak. I am in-house Tarak. I also am representing IKEF, IKF, and my page on Facebook is the Batleth of Stovacor. So please feel free to check us out.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So now that we've got a nice, well-rounded group of people together, and we have, wow, quite a few ladies joining us. First of all, let me say, ladies, I am very happy to have you all here. We've invited another young lady, but unfortunately, we haven't heard from her. So we're going to keep going with the show. The Klingon fandom seems to be kind of separated. And what I wanted this page to do was really to bring out the best in all of us, to explore the Klingon language, to explore Klingon food, costuming, and just for a place for warriors or any Klingon to feel comfortable, be able to post some pics and exchange ideas. So, with all that being said, as a Klingon or a member of a Klingon house, what does honor mean to you? And I'm going to start with Patricia.
Honor is the heartstone of the Klingon Empire. It is the longest blade on our emblem. There is also loyalty and duty, but without honor, we might as well be animals in the field. Honor defines us as warriors.
Wow. I just accidentally unplugged my.
Sure. All right, the car. What?
Because it got stuck on the table.
For honor, sir.
I don't know if they could pick up.
Yes, we can hear you, Nancy.
Okay, my cord got stuck on the table and just unplugged itself.
So honor. I mean,
the lights out.
I really like Patricia's answer on honor because it's probably the most accurate depiction of honor I've ever heard. But honor is keeping your family, your house name clean and clear, making sure that you are doing right by family and right by your house.
Works for me.
Excellent. Lady Tika.
For me, honor is ethics, personal, professional ethics in friendships, in fandom. It's doing my duty, doing the best I can. That's what honor is for me.
Another great answer. So, Robert.
Yes, my brother.
All right, my mentor, give me your definition.
Honor, as everything that's been said so far, but honor is what's doing what's right. remaining true to yourself, true to others, not doing what's easy or letting life pressures get you down. Honor is remaining strong even when you want to fall down and just stop. You keep going and you do what you do because it's right, because it's what must be to be who you are to yourself and your friends, your family, your life. This is honor. And it requires strength of character that unfortunately not is easy to find some days, but we find it anyway because that's who we are. That's who this house is. This house is made up of good people who do what's right and have not changed. No matter what adversities hit us, we remain strong and friends with each other, and we keep doing what we're doing because this is honor. This is House Rade, the House of the Wolf.
Powerful. Very powerful. As our only Federation friend here, Miss Liz. Please, no, I am a former Federation member as well, but I know the Federation Starfleet has some honor. Can you give us your definition of honor?
Well, I think everybody already hit it nail on the head. Pretty much said it, black and white right there. But yeah, honor is, like you said, doing the right thing for the right reasons and not taking the easy path, even though you want to, and staying true to your friends and family, even when it's hard. Yeah. And doing what you and we had honor in the military. You knew if you didn't have your honor, you had nothing.
Lady Nancy, your definition of honor, please, madam.
I think it's short. It's doing the right thing even when no one is watching.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
All great answers. And today I've learned hearing it, that was some of the things that makes this page great, because we have a mixture of so many factions of Klingons here. And I didn't want to see a lot of the inner fighting and stuff like that, and the craziness that kind of pushes us apart. So let's talk about the fandom. What you love about being Klingon. Let's talk about that. And I'll start by saying, when I saw The Next Generation and I saw Worf, I kind of was like, what is this? How can a Klingon be on a Federation ship? But as The Next Generation started showing us more and more into Klingon culture, I found a love for Klingon culture. It was something that took me up until DS9 season 4 of DS9, when Worf first stepped foot on DS9. And then we got to really explore the Klingon culture, and we got introduced to new characters, and we saw so much of what defined being Klingon. So when I reached out, someone had told me, have I ever heard of CAG and and I was like, no. And you gotta check these guys out. So I checked them out, and later down the road, I went to the IKF, and I got in touch with Robert, and we clicked. It was just there. You know what I mean? He mentored me into the Klingon culture. And from that point on, we have been brothers, so to speak. and it's just been a great experience having that camaraderie as a Klingon. So when I kind of left out and I wanted to come back in, one of the Klingon leaders asked me, why did I want to come back? And I said, because there is no greater love than being Klingon and being part of your people. That Klingon camaraderie is unprecedented amongst us because we feel that love and that family as Klingons. So how do you guys, or why do you guys, that I guess that would be better of a question. Why do you guys love being Klingon? All right. That's the question. Why do you love being Klingon? Now, Wolf, I know you're not really, okay. All right. I'm going to save you for last then, sir. Let's start with Miss Patricia.
Well, it is a brotherhood / sisterhood of like what you find in the military. You all watch each other's backs. You have each other's interests at heart. If somebody falls, you help that one get back up and keep going. That's partly why I rejoined Klingons. I was Klingon earlier in the 70s as an original series, but current Klingons like Worf, and Kalar, I will be glad to finish my uniform and get that going, and hopefully find another group of Klingons I can play with.
All right. I love that. I love that answer. Nancy?
Yes.
Why do you like being Klingon? Or what do you love about it?
I wanted to find somebody that I could play Star Trek with. And Klingons were very local here. And I enjoy the fact that they don't take any baloney from anybody. They're tough.
Oh, wow. Okay. Lady Tika.
I think watching Next Gen and DS9, the whole idea of the Klingon culture kind of clicked with me. They kind of reminded me of the old Scotsman. I used to say the Scots are Klingons in kilts. And it seemed like it was fun. And we were in the Lehigh Valley staying for a family reunion, and we stopped at a coffee shop, and there was a card that that was the name of one of the Klingon organizations with a website, and I went on that and I joined, and eventually I got to meet Nancy, and now my husband and Nancy and John and I get together whenever we're over in Pennsylvania, and it's friendships. I enjoy the friendships that that I've been able to start. I'm getting to know Robert Gailey better. He kindly suggested an affiliation between the House of Grilka and the House of Rade, and I thought that was a good idea. And it's just I've gotten to know people through the Department of Battle Recovery, and that has been good. And it's a good way to make friends that have shared interests.
Wow, you guys are giving me so much more hope. I have to admit, because when I left the fandom, I didn't know what to do with myself. I did not. It was like, wow, you really kind of lose yourself because you've had that identity for so long. And like I said, I wandered over to the Star Wars world for a while. I'm still there, as you guys can see from behind me, and we're putting on shows for all that. But the next time we do a show, the Rade banner, house banner, will be behind me. I've got my my honor banner over here, but this is pretty awesome stuff you guys are giving me. So, my head of house, why do you love being Klingon?
Why not? I love Klingons. I started like many. We first saw them in the old series with Kirk, but they didn't really come to life with a background and a history until Next Generation came out. And when I first went online, I started running around meeting other Klingons from all sorts of groups, and the camaraderie back then, is what we're aspiring for now. Total strangers just saying, "You're Klingon, I'm Klingon, let's be friends." And it's that camaraderie of old that we're trying to bring back. There are people I would be inviting into our circle, left, right, and center, but I don't want to scare too many people. But there's like, because some are actually, to be truthful, are not used to that kind of open friendship. And that's something, at the cons, and Liz could tell you this, because we're both got some mileage on us. We've been to some cons. And, when you show up at a con, doesn't matter who you are, you come up to somebody in costume, and immediately there's a connection, a love of fandom.
Yes.
And, when you look around, you see any various groups, and whatever's the best fit for you, whether it be geographical or ideological or just the vibe you get off of them, is what we all embrace. It ain't squabbling or forgetting or taking things too seriously. It's because we're doing this to have fun.
That's right.
And it's the level of fun that, I think keeps a lot of us going. And, like I remember one convention we were at, and there were some Starfleet people there, but they weren't really motivated. And a confrontation came up. Like three of the Federation guys showed up, with their phasers, and about 10 Klingons got together, and the guy just looked over and said, "We're dead." We're dead. Because we were like, yes. Because Klingons are like a combination. They're nomadic, tribal. There's parts Viking, warrior, and then with the honor and disciplines of the samurai in them. And so I think an attraction for many military types, former and current, that love the Klingons as well. It's like, we are warriors. And as Nancy said, we take no shit from anyone.
That's right.
That's something we like to carry in our heart every day, just to face those challenges.
Yeah, you said that, and that reminds me, because, like, again, I was Starfleet. I was with Starfleet International, and it was the first time that I had seen Klingons together, and I knew I wanted that, because they were in this. They were just like in this pack, and they had their armor on. At the time, they were making their own foreheads, their own crests, and
cranial ridges.
Yeah, they were just starting to make their own before, like, I think it's Bill. You guys remember Bill?
Bill Hedrick.
Bill Hedrick.
Yeah.
He's very
He's on
Etsy. I bought 2 of those, and sadly they got destroyed. So I'll probably be seeing them very soon again, because you guys have really sparked, that love for it again. So I came close to having my Klingon uniform, but like Worf, I had chose Starfleet, and for a while that caused a lot of problems for a lot of groups when they were like, "Well, where's your Klingon uniform?" Well, I'm like, "Well, this is the uniform I'm wearing." You know what I mean? But Miss Liz, what do you love about Klingons? You not being a Klingon, what do you love about Klingons?
Well, I learned to love Klingons through Worf.
Yeah.
And Worf and his lady friend, and then General Motok, and some of the others, like on D Space Nine. You learn to like them and respect them. Of course, there were a few that are a little, you didn't respect them because they were a little overboard. But Worf and the people that hung, his house and Mortok's house and whatnot, all had honor and did the right thing. And they weren't out for power or glory or politics. They were family oriented. And that's the way I look at it. And being the fact that I'm ex-military, but I like the Federation because I can at least wear the Federation. There's no way I can wear that Klingon stuff. I just can't do it. I can wear the outfit, but I ain't wearing that headgear. Just can't do it.
Being Klingon, Liz, is not, as my friend brother pointed out, in which I taught him, is in here, not just here or here. If you are Klingon at heart, you are one of us.
But like I said, I tried doing an Andorian once, and I'll never do it again.
It took forever to get that blue off, didn't it?
Oh, no, actually, the blue came off faster than it did to put it on. Took me forever to get it on. And then the horns and the whole, that whole thing. And then I just wore it for that one day. And I said,
"That's funny.
I am never going to put it on again." Took 3 hours to put that blue on, and probably 40 minutes to wash it off.
Oh my goodness.
And I'll never do it again. It was just a one-time thing.
Do you have pictures?
I will stick to being Federation or Vulcan or, something I can actually put on and take off. I have a lot of Klingons who are friends. And that goes for the actors, too. I mean, I could consider J.G. Hertzler a friend.
Cool.
Nice.
And I only met a couple of the other ones on a few times, but as far as JG is concerned, I consider him a friend. When he tackles you in the hallway because he knows you, you're his friend.
So, Lady Tika, did I ask you that question, what you love about being Klingon?
You did.
All right. Miss Nancy?
Yes, because they don't take any
Wolf's the only
baloney.
one that hasn't answered.
Well, I've been saving that one for last because he's always, I'm not really that much Klingon. I'm like, dude, you're more Klingon than I am. You just don't know it. So, Wolf.
Well, me, you, and Brother Wolf have talked a few times on this, and he actually said part of what I was going to say. I grew up Viking, and that was actual part of my traditional upbringing was Norse, Celtic upbringing. So watching Klingons, through Worf and going through Deep Space Nine, yes, that is a lot of Viking heritage and culture that we get to see through the Klingon. So yes, I would be a little bit more Klingon than I had anticipated, but and the honor from the Japanese side, again, through years of martial arts trainings, that's something that got very well instilled into me. So what would I love about being Klingon? It's part of my natural heritage.
Well, you know what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna open up the floor. I'm gonna open up the floor to anything that
They
you
have
guys
this
would like to
group,
talk about.
There's Robert Gailey and Annette. Here's
Hi, John.
Hey, you make the screen bigger?
I don't know. Can I? I guess I
There you
could.
go. Make bigger.
Okay.
You can see everybody.
All right.
Hi, guys.
John's watching the Yankee ball game.
Kerplunk.
Oh, okay.
Kerplunk.
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 Are they winning?
No. 2-0.
It's like the Phillies.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, if
Go
there's anything
Cubbies.
that any of you want to go ahead and promote, or if there's any questions that you want to ask each other or all of us, now remember, this is also going out on YouTube. We put it out in the Proud Wars Chronos page, of course. It's on YouTube. It's in a couple other my pages, and it is in the 757 Geek Fandoms because they cover a lot of fandoms. So, as a matter of fact, as you guys could see, we have Jedi Joe, who is the co-founder and president of the 757. He really likes to talk of brotherhood and sisterhood, and his wife, Vanessa, who says, "Live long and prosper, my friends." So, is there anything that anybody would like to promote as far as their pages or their group? It does not matter what group you come from. We're all here in positivity just to say that we are Klingons.
I would like, since this is supposed to be about the ladies in fandom, I think it ought to be mentioned that if you look, at least in the organization that I know the best, is that there are no women in the high councils or the officers. And I think that might be one of the reasons why there are difficulties, that there's this intergroup and within group conflict. And I think if there were more women involved, we could kind of keep things more positive. And Nancy is a part of the Department of Battle Recovery. And we've got a third person who's an assistant director, Jeremy Van Allen. But Nancy and I do most of the talking to people who come on Battle Recovery, and we've got a very positive group, and we work together. And I think that, kind of the way women are written in Star Trek, you don't see them really as officers, higher officers, although there are great women characters like Grilka and Kalar, and Dax, although not Klingon outwardly, I think she had the heart of a Klingon. So I think maybe, encourage more women to be involved.
Good idea.
Well, I like where you're coming from, and as I was breaking out with the show, we do have a lady, the matriarchs of fandom. We have that show, and
Yeah.
I wanted to gather ladies of fandom for the Klingon show and kind of promote it that way. And as we started coming out and trying to just push the show to get the show out here, I wanted it, as a fresh start. But you've opened up a nice topic for us to explore as far as ladies being more in line with what's going on, especially in our fandom, and showing us more or less, because I kind of think the hierarchy in the fandom has gotten stuck in that old way of doing things. And I don't think without some new fresh ideas and women who are part of the fandom, a very important part of the fandom, we can have that change. So we have Jedi Joe asking us about which show has the most Klingon lore. I would have to say DS9.
DS9, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
D-Space 9. Yeah, D-Space 9.
DS9.
Yeah.
So, ladies, now, Nancy,
Yes.
since the door has been opened by Lady Tika on that note of women in the Klingon fandom, what would you like to see?
There's two things. Maybe the women don't want to be warriors. They can be ambassadors. They can be like the Duras sisters, incorrigible.
Yes.
So they don't have to be warriors. I chose warrior because I like to carry a batleth and I like to be tough if I can be. And I like the batleth and I like being not taking any baloney. But the Duras sisters don't take any baloney and they're very aggressive. And then there's ambassadors, and look at Kalar. So Kalar is one of my favorites. So she had, and also, the other one was Torres.
Yeah, I was just thinking B'Elanna Torres.
B'Elanna Torres. And she was
one
half
tough
human. She and so was Kalar. So I really like them. Kalar was not a warrior, but she could be, and B'Elanna Torres was very much a warrior. So there's different aspects of being a Klingon. You don't have to be a warrior carrying a batleth, but some people like that, like me. Other people would prefer being an ambassador or a counselor, like Lady Tika, like Annette. So they don't have to. So if they see the Klingons and they're worried that they have to be one way or the other, they don't. They can choose what they want, which is what Annette did. Lady Tika, she chose her own way and she made her own position within the Klingon Empire.
Yeah, I was told that you could only get rank if you had a costume, and it had to be, an authentic looking costume. And I'm like, what? Mm-mm. And I'm like, at my age, I'm not starting out as an ensign. So I said, to heck with that. I'm not going to be part of this hierarchical military whatever. I am a counselor by profession. And
that's Dr. Lady Tika, by the way.
And that's Dr. Nancy Captain.
Yes, thank you. Zool.
Zool. But and I thought, okay, this is what I have to offer to Klingon fandom. We had a Klingon brother who was having some difficulty, and we were on a group chat several years ago, and that was how Department of Battle Recovery was born, because somebody was in distress, and
we realized we saw the need for it.
Yeah,
an outlet. They needed an outlet, and it was good. So Annette, Lady Tika, she forged her own way and made her own department, and I admire her for that. That was a lot of effort on her part. So it's good, and it's working out nicely.
And Nancy is fantastic. She's a veterinarian, and she's got great empathy for people. So I am glad to have you at my right hand.
I think we work well together.
We do. And that's also something that we've done is service. Nancy and I got together and we did a food drive for was it Quakertown?
Yes, it was a food bank in Quakertown associated with the church. And we collected quite a bit of food. Yes.
Yeah, it was. I just started, every time I'd go to the Acme, I'd buy some more. And by the time we got to meet up with Nancy and John, I had a trunk full of food, and we transferred it over to Nancy's vehicle, and she delivered it for the glory of the Empire.
Yay.
Yay.
Nice.
And we even, and the persons who worked at the church at the food bank, they were good sports, and I dressed them up I had extra Klingon gear. I dressed them all up. I was dressed up, and we took pictures of all the food, and they were wearing their Klingon headpieces and their Klingon gear, and we were all holding batlets for the glory of the Empire. All the food. It was a lot of fun.
It was.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So, Lady Patricia, your thoughts on women in the Klingon fandom?
Well, in the fandom, there has been Azat Fleur, who was a chancellor. Kalar was a diplomat. Grilka was the first female, I believe, to run her own house.
Yep.
So anything is possible. You just have to be true to yourself and use your gifts that you have with honor. Said, coming from a military background, I've got a rather wide streak of honor running through me, along with loyalty and duty. So I am glad to share knowledge with just about anybody. I am a virtual Klingon for a Star Trek group in Vegas. I am also with a Spanish Star Trek group. I am their Klingon cultural person and teach Klingon to them. So
That's cool.
Very cool.
As Robert says, being a Klingon is in here. It's not the costume. It's not the cranial ridges and the hair. It's what's in here is what makes us Klingons.
Yeah.
And we give whatever it is we could give, and that's what I gave what I had to give.
yes.
And it's I when I sit here and I think about all this stuff, and I get a lot of memories and a lot of stuff that's coming back to me, because I've really been out of the fandom for maybe close to 3 or 4 years now, maybe 5, and I love what I'm hearing. It's not as broken as I thought, and that's great to hear. You know what I mean? You ladies have been doing a phenomenal job holding the Klingon fandom together.
Yeah.
And that's something. No, you have been, because
I'd like to think so, but I see an awful lot of cracks and problems, and I would like to think that we're holding it together. But again, the lack of women in leadership has really prevented us to do anything to try and get some cohesion within each group and between groups.
Yeah. But there's always hope. And
Yes.
you guys are doing so much good. And I want you to feel free to share whatever you're doing here at the Proud Warriors of Kronos.
Yes,
Because
please.
you guys have been doing, you guys gave me hope. And I saw a lot of stuff that I didn't like, and I had to step away. I was welcomed back by both groups, and that was amazing to me. Well, with help from Robert, with one group, I was able to come back, and I just love what I'm hearing, because I hadn't heard all that stuff, because Robert and I were always doing like storylines for the pages and stuff like that. So hearing a lot of the behind the scenes of stuff that you guys are doing is really encouraging. It really is. It really
That's
is.
the thing I think, you don't see enough storylines about a strong female character.
That's right.
And that's all that's needed is someone's imagination, even for cosplaying conventions, to come out with a strong character. Nancy is the Captain Zool. Zool should have her own ship, and there you have a captain of a ship and whatever mix of crew. I've seen stories in other fandoms, like for instance, Stargate did one that was phenomenal about a tribe of Jaffa females standing alone. And the leader of the of that tribe was the one that also plays Apollo in Enterprise. Jolene, can't think of her name because I'm seeing
Blaylock.
Blaylock.
Yeah, Blaylock. It just needs. That's all you need is someone to do this. Now, if an organization doesn't accept it, that's a different story. That then you've got to push or look for one that will.
Or create your own.
Create your own, exactly.
I think Nancy's kind of created
did.
her own ship,
I did.
the mobile veterinary unit.
Yes. I am the IKF IKF whatever the ship is, Trogloraptor,
Yes.
which is a giant spider. Relatively harmless but quite intimidating. It's the IKV Trogloraptor. That's just what I am. And
So we-
a veterinary mobile shuttle pod.
Nancy and I both just kind of found our way, found our positions in fandom based on our professions.
Yeah, right. We sort of gravitated to that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, it's a great thing. When I was talking with Patricia, and she was telling me all the things that she was doing, I was like, wow. Like Robert and we talk, and I talk with Patricia, and it's always an encouraging thing, to be honest with you, I've now been like almost close to a year where I've been able to walk again and been able to get out and do things again. And sometimes you didn't have that encouragement, but as most of you around me, I've had that encouragement. We greet each other, and with Patricia and Robert, it's always in a Klingon way, and it's you can't stop. You don't stop. You're tired. You don't stop until you get it done. So it's always great to have that encouragement. And again, hearing what you guys have been doing, Lady Tika, Nancy, Patricia. I truly think that you guys are still the glue that is patching things together and holding it together. And it's just incredible. It really is, the things that you guys are doing. And I'm sorry that you have not received the recognition that you need.
It's not about recognition, but it is about being listened to. I mean, the Department of Battle Recovery is not even on the website of all the different divisions and fleets and what have you of IKF. The Department of Battle Recovery is not even listed there. And we're the only one for fandom. We're the only where there's a professional. I don't think there's any kind of a group in any fan group that has something like this, where people who are in distress can come and talk to somebody. We don't do counseling. Let me make that clear, even though I'm a counselor by profession, but we listen and we encourage.
Well, that's awesome. You feel free to, like I said, feel free to drop it on the Proud Warriors of Kronos page. I've always said it's open to all Klingons. We don't care what faction you are. Jedi Joe has asked us, how do you say thank you in Klingon? And then he's just posted this up. It's been a great show. He's loving what he's hearing, and he invites all you Klingon ladies over to 757 Fandoms to share your love of the your love of the family.
I don't know how to say thank you, but I do know how to say kapla.
Kapla.
Yes, kapla.
Success.
I believe kapla is thank you for Klingon.
It works for just about anything.
Yeah, right.
Success.
Yes.
So, but again, I find it, like you said, it's not about recognition, but no, you need to be recognized because you're doing the work. You need to be recognized. I mean, at least your organization of what you're doing, and you can do that here. and I greatly value what you do. I greatly value the friendships and the acquaintances that we've met today. So anytime that you want to really get out on video and do something, we're here to help you do that. That's what this page is for. This page is to promote Klingon fandom. So you always have a spot here to come, or, you know, contact Robert, contact me, and we'll get you out there to spread your word. You know, just the positivity of Klingon fandom is something that is very important. It's something that we all love and hold dear. So, you know, let's push it like we've been pushing it. Again, I had not known a lot of the stuff that was going on here, so I'm very impressed and very happy to see that there are other people trying to push the same positivity and creativity as I was. So I want to thank you all. Is there anything else that anybody would like to say? No.
I would just say
this is a targ in the background that didn't make it. Actually, Robert's been to my house, right, Robert?
Yes.
And this was looking at you when you stayed overnight in my house.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
You probably had nightmares when you stayed over my house, and you had to wake up to that. Right?
Oh, we got a lot going on in here.
Well, look, I appreciate you all for coming here.
Yes.
And
thank you very much.
I think so, you know, if I could just put this in there.
Go ahead.
Nancy and I had a lot of fun doing the food drive, and I think service projects in our own communities, and just putting, you know, from, you know, Klingons and for the glory of the Empire on bags of groceries or cat food or whatever. There's a local woman who has the giving cupboard or the giving closet, and she takes donations for cat food and dog food and human food and toiletries, and now she's doing backpacks full of school supplies for kids. And I have a box ready to take to her. Unfortunately, first my car broke down and then my back broke down. Haven't been able to get it to her, but you know, it's in the works, and it's something that I plan to do on a regular basis. And I think if, you know, those of us who can, you know, it's not like we have to put out gazillions of dollars, even if it's just, you know, a few cans of food and you know, whatever we can donate, I think, and get the word out. Even then, if it gives people a good laugh and say, you know, the Klingon Department of Battle Recovery, and this is from, you know, for the glory of the Empire. What WETF is that? But you know, Star Trek is becoming so much more popular now, and if they don't know what it is, I'll tell them. My clients all know that I'm a Trekkie, and
my clients do as well. So. Yeah. And they encourage me. So when I am having a food drive or something, I'll let them know, and they'll drop off a few cans of food. And the other thing we can do is have different types of collections. We can have clothing drop-offs to donate to homeless shelters or the Goodwill, or we can have dog food, cat litter, that type of thing that we could donate to the SPCA and to
the local shelters.
The local shelters. So there's stuff like that. One of the fellas at my work, he collects shoes for his church. I don't know what they do with them, but you know, hey, it's something. So when people have old shoes, they bring them in, and he's so happy to get them. And that's just one of the things that we know that people do. So people ask me, hey, are you having any clothing drives? Are you having any food drives at work? And I see a lot of people. It's a pretty big vet clinic. And so I see a lot of people, and everybody is involved, and they appreciate, they have fun. We have fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you put that in there, you know, this donation is from the Klingons, whatever group you want to say. You know, mine says the Department of Battle Recovery and for the glory of the Klingon Empire,
Mhm.
you know, it just sort of helps people to realize, you know, that cosplayers are, you know, come in all shapes, sizes, and ages, and
And it's a lot of fun.
and it's fun, and
Yes.
we do things to help the community.
Yes.
We're not just, you know, I don't know, 14-year-old, you know, I don't know, 14 or 20-year-olds living in their parents' basement and watching Star Trek all day long. I mean, we're, you know, we have
No,
lives.
no, we're older people watching Star Trek all day long.
Our own basement.
Yeah.
I don't have a basement, so it has to be the living room.
Okay.
Well, we used to here on the page, and then my other group, which is sadly neglected, the Station United,
Yes.
and we did every year right around October, going into, of course, November. We did the food drive thing where we would ask you to, when you go to your grocery store, they have like the little boxes that you can add to your groceries to give out to people, and then of course we would give away something for the, you know, on a like a raffle type basis of people who showed the pictures to do that.
Yes.
So I'll definitely implement that this year.
So I'm showing. I was trying to show the ad for United.
But it was a thing that we did because United was basically like DS9, and it was ran by, of course, Klingon. So I will definitely implement that again and put that back into practice for the glory of the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you ladies have definitely inspired me to push on and keep going, and I hope that things change where the hierarchy has seen this show and have heard you and include you more into making the Klingon fandom better.
And
That's
if the
my hope.
hierarchy doesn't see this, we're still going to do whatever we want to do anyway.
That's
Mhm.
right.
We're Klingons.
Very true. Very true. All right. Well,
You know, you've already started with the matriarchs of fandom. If the ladies keep it up, you know, make your presence known. You know, sometimes we say things, you know, on our shows here that we all know, and it's like it should be obvious, but it needs to be said because it doesn't always sink in with people, and
Definitely.
that's what we're trying to do here.
all right, ladies, I'm going to give you your last chance to address the fandom as we close the show. We're hitting the hour mark. Again, this is on YouTube. This is in the Proud Warriors of Kronos. Also in the on one of Patricia's pages. Patricia, with me saying
Yes.
that, let me give you your final words of the night.
Klingon Ma, we are Klingons. And if we stay together, we will always be strong and no one can break us apart.
Excellent. Miss Nancy?
Kapla. That's all I got.
Nice,
Kapla.
simple, and sweet. Lady Tika?
I think I've said a lot tonight, so I'll just end with kapla.
Kapla.
And our Federation resident, Miss Liz.
Oh yes. Okay, we'll do that.
You surrounded
got
by Klingons.
Yes. Much respect there. Lady Tika's Parmakai is Vulcan, half Vulcan.
Yes, he's
Right?
half Vulcan and half Vulcan, half Klingon, actually.
Yes.
Nice.
It's so.
Oh, and Proud
He's
Warriors, you all guys can see pictures of our ladies in costume, courtesy of the digital gremlin.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
back I
you
put it up of all you guys in costumes.
Yes, you did that quite interestingly, Robert. Everyone thinks that's really my costume and my body. It isn't.
Robert, your final words.
My final words are the same words we always do. Let's all try to work together and put any things aside. It's for the fandom and how it used to be, how it can still be. people just have to remember how they were before all the troubles and times that we've gone through. That if you stay true to yourself, we're all here together. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
And my site's also linked with Carl's. There's the Great Hall of Klingon Banners, which is open to any Klingon. I stated in the mission statement for it, any Klingon who wants to show their banner and their pride off is welcome there. And the Midnight Prop Shop is also there if you want to show a prop or a costume in progress. These sites are all, doesn't care what group you are. I've never ever held that. If a Klingon needs help, I'm one of the first people online searching Etsy or eBay for them to find something that might help out. We're always here to help, because that's what being Klingon means.
And with that, I'd like to put in a plug.
Yes.
IKF Department of Battle Recovery on Facebook. IKF Department of Battle Recovery. All Klingons are welcome, even though it's prefaced to IKF. As far as, officers have sent me people that were not IKF members, and I've had private conversations with them, quite extensive ones over the years. And so I don't really care whether you're, what organization you belong to. If you're a Klingon and you need somebody to talk to, go to Facebook, IKF Department of Battle Recovery, join, and you can either get support by the group members, or you can talk privately to one of us.
Most excellent. Most excellent.
What's your clinic's name?
IKF Department of Battle.
Nancy. What's your clinic? Okay, plug. Nancy.
Oh, my clinic, Quakertown. Yes, Quakertown Veterinary Clinic in Quakertown, Pennsylvania.
Have your dog spayed or neutered?
That's right. I'm not wearing that shirt tonight. I was going to, but I didn't have time to change.
My cats are both spayed and they're chipped.
That's right.
So are my two cats.
That's right.
Well,
Albie
again,
and Maggie are running around here like mad right now.
I saw them. That was cute.
Yeah.
That was Albie.
Well, again, I want to thank you all for coming together. I hope that you will come back. Again, this platform is for you guys to come together as Klingons and express what you want to express. And I think Lady Tika said it best. We're going to continue to do what we want to help the fandom, whether people are on board with it or not, because this is what we do. We are Klingons, and there's no prouder statement or no greater love than to being amongst other Klingons. And I truly believe that. So I want to thank you all very much. And until next time,
good night.
Kapla.
Kapla.
Bye.
Nice to meet new friends.
Bye,
Bye, Robert.